and I would never actually do this, like ever. But I think it's really important for people to see how words actually affect people. And I know everyone says like you can't read things and you shouldn't read things, but like I'm a fucking person. I'm just sitting here with my dog Tank watching HGTV wearing my Stuggy. Like, I don't know. People need to be nicer on social media because it's really fucked up.
Before we get into this, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more real tea because this story is getting messy fast. People online are dragging Sydney Sweeney right now, calling her a sellout and saying she'd embarrass herself or even disappoint her own supporters just to secure another check. A lot of viewers feel like her recent choices are finally catching up with her, and every new move looks riskier than the last. The word going around is that she keeps putting herself in chaotic situations on purpose. So let's really break this down. Ever since her breakout on Euphoria, Sydney's career has felt like a non-stop roller coaster. Some people blame the roles she keeps choosing, others side-eye the brands she partners with, and many already know exactly which recent situation lit this drama back up. The internet hasn't forgotten, and this time they're not brushing it off. She just dropped a new campaign that a lot of people online quickly labeled problematic, and now she's facing backlash again. But let's be real, this isn't her first time getting pulled into controversy. Her name keeps popping up in messy conversations, and now people are laying everything out. From her biggest public blowups to the moments that shaped how she's seen, fans think these situations say more about who she is behind the glam, not just the characters she plays on screen. And before diving into all that, we have to talk about the American Eagle situation because that's where the latest storm really started. The brand rolled out a big jeans campaign with Sydney front and center, clearly aiming to spark attention and conversation. And yes, it worked, just not the way they probably hoped. Some viewers admitted they haven't shopped at American Eagle in years, saying the brand feels outdated now, even if they lived in those comfy basics back in school or college. Bringing Sydney into the mix definitely put a spotlight back on them, but the reaction has been more side-eye than applause.
The Sydney Sweeney ad, have you seen it?
Oh, yes, I have.
What are your thoughts?
Trying to calm myself, but that would, Sydney Sweeney has good really? Like, the eugenics in that, it's dripping with it, and I'm like, no!
People online were straight up joking, asking if anyone even shops at American Eagle anymore, because they wanted to know who would actually claim this campaign. The whole rollout with Sydney Sweeney felt like it was designed to stir reactions on purpose. It didn't even feel like the focus was on denim. It was all about good jeans, meaning her looks, not the fabric she was wearing. Viewers started pointing out her blonde hair, her blue eyes, and even claiming the hair wasn't natural, just dyed to fit the image they wanted. People felt like American Eagle knew exactly what they were doing by putting Sydney front and center and using bold wording with a teasing tone they knew would push limits. When the commercial dropped, some viewers said they were warned it might be annoying before they even pressed play. A lot of people said the messaging felt off. Others argued the internet was overreacting, but almost everyone agreed on one thing. The vibe was awkward. The way Sydney delivered her lines made it even more uncomfortable to watch.
I'm not here to tell you to buy American Eagle jeans. And I definitely won't say that they're the most comfortable jeans I've ever worn. Or that they make your butt look amazing. Why would I need to do that? But if you said that you want to buy the jeans, I'm not going to stop you. But just so we're clear, this is not me telling you to buy American Eagle jeans.
The vocal fry had the comment section rolling their eyes with people asking why she was talking like that and what the point of the final line even was. The whole good jeans punchline didn't land for most viewers. People felt like the focus wasn't on fashion at all. It was on her appearance, and that only made the backlash louder. Some even wondered if they were overthinking it, but the ad came off rushed, low effort, and way too plain for a major brand. Others pointed out Sydney's tone felt flat, and the guy doing the voiceover sounded extra cheesy, like he was reading from a cartoon script. Comments started calling the whole ad brain rot, saying it felt like the kind of clip that would drive someone wild if it played on repeat in a padded room. People online joked that they would naturally give up from pure frustration because the delivery was just that annoying. One comment went full dramatic, saying, "There's been a nasty accident in Hollywood and someone will have to pay up," reacting to how chaotic the ad felt. Someone else added that, "It's the fact that they don't even look good," calling out both the jeans and the overall styling in one swipe. Another viewer straight up asked, "Why does she talk like that?" while others questioned whether the ad was trying to sell fashion or push a very specific aesthetic. The comments kept coming, with some saying, "Just like the jeans, Sydney Sweeney is washed," while others debated whether the whole thing felt careless, lazy, or maybe even intentional. And honestly, none of those options sounded good to them. As the discussion grew, more people started guessing what American Eagle was even trying to say with this campaign. Critics felt the focus was way too heavy on looks and not enough on the clothes themselves. Some shoppers said the ad made it seem like only a certain type of person fit the vibe, which left a lot of everyday buyers confused, especially those just looking for jeans that actually look good. Meanwhile, another comment joked about how wild it was that a simple denim campaign with tiny bow-trim tops turned into something way bigger than it ever needed to be. By the end of it all, people weren't even talking about the clothes anymore. They were talking about how strange the entire presentation felt and how the message got lost along the way. People kept pointing out that this ad wasn't just about jeans. The wording carried certain implications, and for some viewers, it hit uncomfortably close to situations from both the past and the present. So even though the topic might sound simple on the surface, it's not hard to see why some people reacted strongly and felt unsettled by the message. When Sydney Sweeney's ad first started circulating, a lot of viewers immediately cringed at the whole good jeans angle, especially because the campaign originally spelled out jeans like actual genetics, then crossed it out and replaced it with jeans on the billboards. People felt the branding team knew exactly what they were hinting at, and that's what made so many viewers side-eye the entire rollout. Meanwhile, American Eagle seemed more than happy with the outcome, because their stock reportedly jumped around 4% after all the buzz. And honestly, that's a noticeable jump for a brand that hasn't been at the center of pop culture conversations in a long time. Some viewers even said the ad felt like a throwback to old school fashion campaigns that relied on shock value and edgy wording to get people talking. A lot of comparisons started popping up to a classic Calvin Klein campaign starring Brooke Shields back in the day. Not because of age, but because of the dramatic tone and how bold the messaging was at the time. The famous line, "You want to know what comes between me and my Calvins? Nothing," is still remembered as one of the most intense fashion moments ever shown on television. People revisiting that old clip even joked about how stiff the jeans looked, saying they didn't exactly scream comfort or wearability. The poses, the delivery, the overall vibe, everything felt extremely dramatic. Brooke has since spoken openly about how overwhelming that period was for her and how intense the fashion industry could feel behind the scenes, which only adds more context when people draw these comparisons today. So it's definitely interesting that a modern brand would pull inspiration from a moment tied to someone who later opened up about how complicated and painful parts of that experience really were. One creator even mentioned they love sprinkling pop culture history into their videos, but they quickly shifted the focus back to the Sydney Sweeney situation because the heat wasn't only landing on her. American Eagle was catching backlash too. People started calling out the brand for choosing Sydney as the face of what looks like a new rebrand. One critic claimed the brand picked her to appeal to a very specific type of shopper, and that didn't sit right with a lot of viewers. The questions kept popping up online. Why American Eagle? Why go this route? What was the actual plan here? Especially when people started comparing the campaign to other brands pushing inclusive, upbeat, back-to-school vibes right now. One creator on TikTok even broke down the difference between what Old Navy is doing versus what American Eagle just rolled out, and that contrast really got people talking. Some viewers went nostalgic, saying back to school season used to feel like a whole event. saving money all summer, picking out outfits, and turning shopping into a family trip. One person shared memories of traveling to Delaware just to shop tax-free, saying it felt exciting to prep for a fresh start in a new school year. But then the conversation snapped right back to the current drama. People felt American Eagle wasn't speaking to a wide audience at all. Instead, viewers believed the brand used Sydney, the jeans, and the whole good jeans message to quietly suggest that some people just didn't fit the mold. And for many, that's what really pushed things over the edge. By the time the conversation reached Twitter, people were fully fired up. Posts, memes, and long threads started flooding timelines, dragging the entire campaign from every angle. The backlash got so loud that American Eagle eventually stepped in to defend themselves, and their response ended up being way simpler than most people expected. The brand released a short, polished statement saying, "We will continue to celebrate how everyone wears their AE jeans with confidence their way." But viewers immediately noticed what was missing. They completely avoided addressing the crossed-out jeans wording, which was the exact reason the controversy exploded in the first place. That silence only made the criticism grow louder. From there, the conversation shifted straight to Sydney Sweeney's past controversies, because this wasn't her first time landing in hot water. Right now, she's one of the busiest and highest paid actresses in Hollywood, filming nonstop and stacking major roles back to back. But earlier in her career, around the time she was gaining traction from Euphoria, she got caught up in a brand deal that turned into a full-on mess. Back then, a swimsuit company claimed Sydney had agreed to wear some of their pieces while filming, which would have given them massive exposure since clips of her were going viral everywhere at the time. But people quickly pointed out that what actors wear on set usually needs approval from the production team. That raised questions about how this deal was even supposed to work from the start. The company later accused her of not following through and filed a lawsuit, claiming the situation cost them around $3 million. The legal filing quickly went viral, and a lot of people criticized it heavily. Some said the language used towards Sydney felt shady and crossed a line, which only added another layer to the controversy surrounding her name. The whole situation shocked a lot of people because even when a business deal falls apart, most agree that no brand should be using disrespectful language about someone they once partnered with. That lawsuit made the internet look at Sydney Sweeney's early career through a completely different lens, especially as she continued climbing higher in Hollywood. One creator made it very clear that people online needed to chill with the personal attacks. They said it doesn't matter what rumors exist about Sydney, because it's not anyone's place to speak on someone's private life like that. The takeaway was simple. Dislike her choices if you want, criticize the work if you want, but don't cross the line into cruelty or try to tear someone down as a person. Around that time, the internet could get vicious, and the comments tied to this lawsuit were especially harsh. Some of the company's filings accused Sydney of having too many risky images online and claimed she wasn't ready for prime time. That wording stunned a lot of people because it felt unnecessary and deeply disrespectful, especially coming from a brand that had willingly partnered with her. The lawsuit also claimed Sydney launched the swimwear deal to increase her income and intended to wear the pieces on her TV show for promotion, something the brand believed would give them major exposure. But then the filing took a strange turn. The company argued they didn't see how Sydney's reputation could be harmed, suggesting she already had certain depictions online anyway. That statement didn't sit right with many viewers. The way the company framed their argument came across like they were blaming her image for the situation, expressing frustration that she didn't wear their swimwear on Euphoria, and using that disappointment to take personal digs. People online immediately called it out, saying the language crossed into sexist territory and completely missed the point of what should have been a straightforward professional disagreement. Sydney Sweeney's team pushed back fast, and they didn't hold back. Her lawyer released a statement calling out the hypocrisy directly, saying it was ironic that Le Collective was trying to force Sydney to be the face of their swimwear line while simultaneously tearing her down in a public filing with sexist and misogynistic language. That response made headlines almost instantly because it exposed just how messy and unprofessional the brand's approach had become. What should have been a straightforward business dispute turned into a cautionary tale about what happens when companies attack people instead of sticking to the facts. Fans were genuinely shocked by how personal the lawsuit got, especially towards someone who was still early in her rise at the time. The legal back and forth was so chaotic that many people believe it played a role in why Sydney later said she felt like feminism was dead, something she's spoken about in past interviews. The situation left her feeling targeted in ways that went far beyond a contract disagreement, and the pressure didn't stop there. Another wave of drama followed, this time involving her family. Sydney's mom unexpectedly landed in the spotlight after celebrating her 60th birthday, and the attention wasn't what anyone expected. Photos from the party started circulating online, and reactions came fast once people noticed the theme. The celebration had a very strong and very specific vibe, and it caught a lot of viewers off guard. Some people said it felt more like a bold statement than a simple birthday setup. One creator pointed out how unusual it felt to mix such a heavy theme into a personal celebration, saying they couldn't imagine attending a birthday built around something that intense instead of something light and fun. And just like that, Sydney's name was back in online debates again. People online even joked that themed birthdays can work, but only when the theme actually makes sense. Like, if it's built around a public figure known for fun things, playlists, music, or pop culture moments, then sure, that could be entertaining, but this theme just felt confusing instead of festive, and the internet had a lot of questions. Suddenly, Sydney Sweeney was being asked to explain the whole situation. People online kept questioning why her family chose that theme and what the intention was supposed to be. She didn't look thrilled to be pulled into something that had nothing to do with her own work, but once the internet locks in, it demands answers. Sydney eventually responded saying, "Honestly, I feel like nothing I can say can help the conversation." She explained that the situation spiraled so fast she didn't even know how to steer it back on track. She never went deep into the details, but she made it clear she didn't have the perfect words for a moment that blew up way bigger than anyone expected. One creator pointed out just how random the party theme felt, saying that's what left everyone confused. They joked about other strange themes someone could pick instead, like an Oprah-themed party or even a Charlie XCX one, which would at least make sense because it's music and fun. Choosing something that serious for a birthday just had people scratching their heads. Then the conversation shifted again, this time to Sydney's reputation with co-stars. The creator teased that she sometimes gets compared to Ariana Grande in the sense that rumors seem to pop up around her easily. Some people online even joke about warning others not to leave their partner around her, claiming it might spark drama. And just like that, the narrative around Sydney took another sharp turn. Exaggeration? Sure, but that's also how unhinged internet commentary can get sometimes. That mindset quickly pulled another situation back into the spotlight, this time involving Gigi Paris, the longtime partner of Glenn Powell. Back when Glenn and Sydney Sweeney were filming Anyone But You, rumors went absolutely everywhere. Their on-screen chemistry spilled into behind-the-scenes clips, interviews, and viral promo moments, and the internet ran wild with it. Even though Sydney was engaged at the time and Glenn was in a committed relationship, they leaned into the flirty energy to help promote the movie. It's a classic Hollywood marketing move, and fans ate it up. But the problem was that Gigi wasn't part of the production at all. She had to sit back while the internet pushed a narrative that something was happening off-screen between Glenn and Sydney. A lot of people felt she didn't deserve to be caught in the middle of a publicity-driven rumor cycle like that. The creator made it clear these were rumors, not confirmed facts. But that didn't stop the situation from feeling uncomfortable. Sydney later addressed it in an interview saying, "That's what people want?" and explaining that she and Glenn didn't really care about the speculation. That response rubbed some people the wrong way, especially those who felt Gigi took the hit while everyone else brushed it off. The creator joked that this attitude is exactly why people online warn others not to leave their partner around Sydney. She doesn't seem stressed by outside chatter, and that confidence alone can spark drama fast. Then came a few honorable mentions because Sydney's name has popped up in smaller controversies too. One time, viewers noticed her streaming a show on an unofficial site, which instantly turned into jokes online. People questioned why someone at her level wouldn't just pay a few dollars to rent Law and Order, comparing it to that rich celebrity energy of still trying to avoid paying for anything. Another thing fans constantly point out is how Sydney Sweeney takes on a huge number of brand deals. Some viewers feel she'll accept certain partnerships even when they come off a little cringe or off-brand. She's everywhere, and that visibility is exactly why some people label her a sellout. Others push back and say she's simply taking advantage of opportunities in an industry that's cutthroat and unpredictable. Her list of collaborations is long and keeps growing. Dr. Squatch, Miu Miu, Armani Beauty, beverage campaigns, and now American Eagle. The creator joked that the list goes on because Sydney stays booked and busy, even when the campaigns spark nonstop debate online. One of the wildest moments people still bring up is when Sydney did a quirky collaboration with Dr. Squatch, involving a limited edition soap tied to the idea of bathwater. The creator was careful to explain that it was meant as a playful marketing joke, not anything literal. The brand leaned fully into the humor, releasing a very small batch of around 500 bars purely as a stunt. Sydney even joked about it herself, saying, "When your fans start asking for your bathwater, you can either ignore it or turn it into a bar of Dr. Squatch." The moment went viral because it was strange, unexpected, and clearly designed to grab attention fast. Some viewers said it was peak internet chaos, while others couldn't believe it was real. A few fans praised Sydney for flipping bizarre online attention into profit, but others were far more critical, calling it a messy business move that felt objectifying and outdated. The creator pointed out that people kept trying to figure out how the stunt even worked, when in reality most of it was just dramatic marketing talk meant to spark clicks, reactions, and conversation. People said the brand most likely used a clean, controlled process, nothing extreme. Probably a basic setup where water was processed into a safe, symbolic ingredient like evaporated minerals or a scented additive before being mixed into a soap batch. Nothing wild, nothing unsafe. Just a quirky gimmick designed to get the internet talking. Even the creator admitted they weren't totally sure how Dr. Squatch pulled it off, guessing it was a mix of creative chemistry and marketing flair. But at the end of the day, it worked. People talked about it nonstop, which is exactly what limited edition promo drops are meant to do, and that's when the creator turned it back to the audience. So what do you think? Are you actually a fan of Sydney Sweeney, or does her vibe feel a little too unpredictable? Some people compare her to the next Ariana Grande, saying she has that same bold energy that keeps everyone guessing what she'll do next. Either way, Sydney stays unbothered and keeps stacking projects like nothing phases her. Now I want to hear from you. If you made it to the end, drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you rock with Sydney, or are you over the chaos? Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, share this with someone who lives for pop culture drama, and leave a comment below. And as always, I'll see you on the next one.